Hey everyone, welcome to this daily Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for Wednesday, August 24th, 2016. I'm Athen, and this is for Sidereal Astrology. If you are new to the channel, be sure to check out the link down below because the signs are different. All right, so important day here in the astrology. We've got essentially Mars conjoining up to Saturn in the sky, which is collectively significant. This is a day where we could be feeling like we're wanting to push forward, wanting to get things done, but then there's this throttling of energy. So depending on our signs, like for example, Capricorns and Aquarius might even feel a bit motivated with this. But generally here with this, it's good to take the patient and persistent road when it is about cultivating things in our life here today. But let's go and look at the placements and see what the fundamentals are, and then we'll look at that aspect in more detail. So first of all, the moon's in Taurus. All right, so there's a bit of resourcefulness here today. Connecting to our inner and outer resources. Inner resources in terms of our sense of self-worth, self-reliance can be excellent here today. And on the external level, maybe with our material resources, the simple life, enjoying the good meal, the relaxation, and anything else that Earth provides. And what I find too with the moon in Taurus, which is actually a good placement for the moon to be in, being grateful for what we have and connecting to nature are excellent here. So that's the moon. Now the sun is in Leo, which has been the case. This is the emphasis of our self-expression. It's a great source of energy right now if we're expressing ourselves, whether it's through projects, creatively, verbally, whatever it might be there. And we're learning quite a bit about our self-expression this year with the North Node transitioning into Leo. Now, Venus is shifting into Virgo to meet up with Mercury and Jupiter. So here, Venus, which is how we connect to things in our relationships and even those values that I was talking about with Taurus, it goes into a very refining area. In fact, this isn't the easiest place for Venus to be in. She's debilitated in Virgo. As you can imagine, Venus just wants to enjoy the simple life, but Virgo wants to make sure all the details are taken care of, right? So there's this methodical approach to our relationships, this methodical approach to our values. And there's a good way of working with it, though, and this is through personal development, right? Self-improvement, seeing how we can improve ourselves. And that in turn does improve our values, helps us enjoy our values more, and even relationships as well. So Venus here is going to be a shift. We'll feel that as the week unfolds. Jupiter still in Virgo, helping us see potentials with future possibilities that can be improved and refined. And our minds are actually in a good placement here, exalted with Mercury and Virgo, helping us see things in a methodical way of details, of organization, and again, healthfully having more personal development in our lives. So let's go and look at this Mars conjoining up to Saturn, the most significant thing taking place here today. This is, again, Mars, our immediate desires, and Saturn saying, hold on just a minute. Let's make sure we're being grounded. Let's make sure we're doing things one step at a time for the future. So this is all in Scorpio, which means that we've been in this state this year, pretty much, of wanting to, or needing to rather, build things in our life that are based on what really matters. Right? What is the truth of the matter? What really matters to us? How can we build things that are based on openness with ourselves, with our relationships, with the things where, whatever it is, the work, the family, it's got to have that deep truth there. It's got to have the openness. If it does, great. You know, this is a great way of working with Saturn here, of building things based on the foundations of what truly matters. And now with Mars in the mix, there is energy here, there is momentum. It's a great time to move things forward, so long as we are willing to be patient and disciplined here, particularly this week. And we can find we do get quite a bit done, in fact, productively, if we are willing to see the big picture and take the long road versus just the short road, immediate gratification. All right, so that's that conjunction, and Saturn has been squaring up to Neptune, of course. This has been the uncertainty and doubt that has been the case this year if the mind tries to figure things out too much. If the mind tries to figure out what these things we're building are, what the future has in store this year with Neptune and Aquarius. So the key, as I've been talking about, is about acceptance as best as we can, living in the present moment, yet still building these things one step at a time. In other words, focusing on the present moment versus the outcomes, versus the future unfoldments. And in that way, we can work with this quite well. We can continue to build things into the future and these things that we do want to build in our lives, and at the same time connect to presence and acceptance, which can give us peace and tranquility in the everyday experiences. But in the square, it's good to challenge ourselves here with that, both personally and spiritually. And of course, Mars squaring up to Neptune is suggesting with that immediate desire, with wanting to do things in this energy, or just maybe feeling like we can't. Sometimes Neptune squaring up to Mars is maybe there's a lowering of energy, and especially with Saturn, this sort of throttling of our energy. So if that's the case, again, living in the present moment and acceptance is a great way of challenging ourselves here with that square. All right, so that's going to be going into orb at the same time as this conjunction here today, signifying an important week here for, again, patience and persistence and acceptance. Now, the moon is actually well placed here today. The moon is going to be trining up to Venus, which is nice with her transition into Virgo. So maybe there is some support here with the relationships, with the values, again, with the enjoyments of life with the moon in Taurus. There is some healing taking place with Venus. Venus is going to be opposing up to Chiron. So this is the fact that Chiron's been in Pisces, helping us see that in order to, have these things taken care of on an everyday level, these details organized and whatnot, and have self-improvement, we do have to accept, right? And that's the same energy as Neptune, Pisces, but here there's a healing taking place through acceptance. There's a healing taking place through living in the present moment and really connecting to our beingness, as I like to call it, with Pisces. So through that, it's great because then we're bringing in that presence into the details, into the everyday experiences, and that analytical mind, which is certainly being accentuated right now at the moment. All right, so that's that. The moon is going to be sextiling Chiron, which is nice. That's good to have the moon in supportive aspect there. The moon is going to be trining Jupiter and Mercury on a minor note, maybe giving us a bit of inspiration today. It's certainly possible. Maybe our minds could be quite sharp as well, and communications could flow. But we are entering into the third quarter phase, I do want to mention. So this is a good time, this later part of the week, to challenge ourselves. And particularly here, how we can express ourselves, how we can continue to focus on and learn more about those things that we enjoy, that are close to our heart, and that we could be expressing, while at the same time connecting to things in a slow and steady way, which is Taurus, right? Our inner resources, connecting to the slow life of enjoying things, to stop and smell the roses, so to speak, which is Taurus also. All right, but the strongest energy here today is this throttling, this holding back, just taking things nice and slow. It can be very constructive. Mars is actually starting a new cycle with Saturn, suggesting new beginnings of cultivating these big picture things one step at a time. All right, so I hope you guys have an awesome day. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow.